my name is Liz and I'm the manager here at So Modern, and today I'm going to show you how to make some really easy napkins with beautiful mitered corners. So what we're going to need is, I have an 18-inch square piece of fabric. You can use a different size square, or it can be a rectangle, your choice. This is just a really good size. You can get 2 napkins out of a half yard that way. You'll also need a clear acrylic ruler for marking, a marking tool, some glass head pins, and coordinating or contrasting thread. Okay, so we're going to start by ironing a fold on all 4 sides. Just a single fold, not a double fold. I'm ironing about a ½ inch. Your seam allowance can be whatever you want, but I wouldn't go smaller than a 1/4. And you just want to keep all 4 sides consistent. If you like, you can mark for this step, but I'm not going to do that. We have all 4 sides ironed with a single fold, and so what you're going to do is flip this over to the right side of the fabric, and then just fold it in half at the diagonal. So what you want to do is match these folds that you made at that corner. Then you're going to take your clear ruler and line it up along this fold that we made. So you want to make sure that you're straight along here rather than lining up at your seam if that's not right. We want to be right on this fold. And then we're just going to mark at that intersection point where your fold line lines up. And I'm marking this with a friction pen that will disappear when we iron it or apply heat, so we don't have to worry about any of the marks showing. So then we're just going to go over to this side, and same thing, lining up that fold, and then your ruler straight on the fold line, and at that intersection, mark. So once you have those 2 sides, you'll open it back up and then fold it at the opposite angle so we can mark these 2 corners. Alright, so once you have all 4 sides marked, if you like, you can throw a little pin in there just to keep it in place. Sort of in the same direction we made that line. And then we're going to sew right on that line that you made. You'll have to open it up and refold it the opposite direction to get at these corners so that we can get that fold there. Okay, so now we're going to sew that line that we marked. We have your fabric folded and your points matched up. Just going to put it in under the machine. It's kind of hard to start right at the edge, so you can start a little bit forward and take a stitch or 2 and then back stitch. Make sure we're getting all the way down and locking in those edges. And then when you get down to this end, another little back stitch. Just to make sure that stays nice and tight. So you'll do that to all 4 sides. Okay, so I'm going to sew another line. This one I don't have pinned, so it's up to you if you think you need the pin in there. I'm just going to put it right under, lower my presser foot, a few stitches forward, and then we'll back stitch to really get that end. And again, back stitch on this end. 4 of those corners sewed. And we're just going to trim off the excess. So you don't want to get too close to the seam. Leave maybe about 1/8 or 1/4 of an inch. And you can also trim your little tails just to get them out of the way. Okay, so we'll do that on all 4 sides. Alright, so we have our corners trimmed, and now we're just going to turn them right side out and just poke the corner out so it's nice and sharp, nice right angle. And you can use, I have a point turner here, or you can use the end of a pencil or a knitting needle, your finger even, just to get right in there and poke that out. So we're going to do that to all 4 sides. And you can already see how nice it's going to look once it's stitched down. Okay. So we have all our corners poked, and now we're just going to press again. You don't just want to start from the middle and press down. You want to line up your corner a little bit so it's nice and flat, and just place the iron directly on top. Steaming as you go, and you can go out from that corner a little bit. And then we'll turn to the next side. So again, just pressing it nice and flat. And we're just ironing that same fold that we did, the same amount that we did the first time.
Another 1/2 inch.
Another 1/2 inch. Or whatever seam allowance you decided. We have all 4 sides ironed under. If you like, you can secure it with a few pins, but I've pressed it pretty well, so it should stay. I'm going to put it in the machine first this way, just to see what seam allowance I should be giving it. So you want to get close to the edge. We want to make sure that we're catching the edge, though. I'm going to use the 15 line here, but I'm going to move my needle over slightly to make sure that I don't miss any corners. So that looks about good. We're going to end up about 1/8 from the edge, 1/8 of an inch. And then you'll flip your fabric so the right side is facing up, because your stitch will generally look prettier on that side. And I'm going to start on a straight line rather than my corner, just to make sure I can really match up my seams when they connect. So I'm at the 15 line, and you're just going to sew straight down. And when you get to your corner, we're going to pivot. So I'm slowing down a little. And if you're not comfortable stopping where you like, you can take your hand wheel, turn it towards you. So I'm going to see if that, so that's going to leave me right at the 15 line again. Perfect. And then we'll just change directions. Ready? Okay, so I'm at my last corner from where we started. I'm just going to get nice up and close to the edge. My needle in and turn. So you want to make sure you get your tails out of the way so they don't get stitched down funky up there. Just going to pull them towards me. And you just want to connect this seam. I'm going to stitch over it a couple stitches and then back stitch. Or if your machine has a fix button, you can do that at the end as well. Just overlapping. Yeah, just in case. There we go. Just pull it on out. Cut your threads. So all we have to do now is snip these little threads. We've got a beautiful napkin.
Let's see those corners.
Should do that then.
Awesome.
Beautiful, beautiful.
And from the other side.
Corners.
Cool. Right.
Awesome.
Yay, Liz.
Woo!